Joining me now is New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney. She's a member of the House Ways and Means Committee and the House Science, Space and Technology Committees. Congresswoman, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I know you sent a letter to AG Merrick Garland earlier this week, and you're demanding he appoint a special counsel to investigate President Biden's decision to delay that shipment of weapons. Tell us more about it.
Yes, well, Maria, I think I heard your interview earlier with our great representative, Mike Garcia, who was a combat fighter pilot. The Biden administration, once we pass a bill and the president signs it into law, you can't just decide it's been appropriated and we're not going to send that over, because under the Impoundment Control Act of 1974, the president actually has to go back to Congress and state with specific reasons why we're withholding aid. And that he didn't do that. He just unilaterally decided we're not going to ship this aid and these bombs to Israel. And as Mike Garcia pointed out, the whole reason that the Biden administration has been attacking and turning its back on Israel is because they're claiming there were too many civilian casualties. Well, as Mike Garcia pointed out, we wanted to send them smart bombs so that we could minimize or even eliminate civilian casualties so they could win this war against Hamas in Rafah. And yet the Biden administration inexplicably decided to not to unilaterally withhold this aid. Yeah. So I'm asking Merrick Garland, why would you violate the law under the Impoundment Control Act, and give us the reasons? And we should put a special counsel in place that the Biden administration completely just undermines our laws, undermines the power of Congress to appropriate and give this much needed aid to Israel. And that simply was the next step. And if Chuck Schumer doesn't want to take this up in the Senate, let's put this on Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, to explain why they would be doing this and expose the Biden administration for their turn against Israel, suddenly our best ally, the only active democracy in the Middle East.
Well, the Israelis say that they have to go into Rafah because that's where the terrorists are, that the Hamas terrorists are holed up in Rafah. So you just said this much needed aid. Tell me the impact. What was the impact of Biden holding back those specific weapons from Israel?
Well, you're sending this message that, no, we don't really support you, Israel. We're giving more aid and comfort to Hamas to be able to continue growing their power, regrowing their ability to continue this terrorism and control over Israel. And they're a terrorist group. They're a designated terrorist group. Why are we even supporting them? We know that we need to be behind Israel to eliminate Hamas. That is the mission. And that was the original stated goal of the Biden administration. Why are they suddenly turning around? You know it, Maria. Everybody talks about it. It is because they see the vulnerability in the far left, a really important part of their base in the Democratic Party, particularly like swing states, like Michigan, for example, which Biden narrowly won. Rashida Tlaib, who has a very important district in Michigan, could actually turn the election. And so they're catering to this far left, anti-Semitic, anti-Israel base that is, oh, by the way, anti-American, as we're seeing. Because remember, they're always just using the Jewish people as a scapegoat. Coming in as an anti-Semitism ultimately leads to death to America and anti-Americanism. And that's what we're seeing. But the Biden administration, instead of standing up to this far left base, would rather actually turn on Israel, a really vitally important ally to all of us, and also the victims in this case. It is not Hamas that is the victim. It is the Israeli people and the Jews around the world, especially what we're seeing on college campuses.